That looks barely audible on stream, which is just how I like it. Now it's barely audible for me. What game is this? They stopped doing a-cho something. I don't know if probably due to coronavirus. Oh, no link. I don't know if that's possible on a standing opponent. Meaties don't help with a super cancel. What was I gonna say? They probably closed down the arcade or something for Corona. Oh, Dash and parry. SF3 baby! I went and looked at my note videos for Ryuken and Akuma. I'm doing alright. And some people left some comments. Mostly good, but a couple bad. Ooh, SA2 Akuma, I just realized. Interesting. SA3 does more damage and works on a lot of the same confirms. But SA2 is a better invincible attack. And it might lock in a little better. It's also arguably safer, although they're both unsafe as shit. There's probably some other differences of note. I wouldn't be surprised if SA2 had better invincibility, actually. Oh, nice link. I don't know about the speed, so like that might not work with SA3. SA2 is probably faster than SA3, but I don't know. It's weird to see an Akuma not running SA1. I use still 2. All the Akumas have the same, all Akuma supers have the same length, so KKZ and Demon are not a factor. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there were a couple disparaging comments, and a couple in particular were like "you can play" kind of comments. Well, it was like 4 comments by the same guy, so you know, it wasn't a big deal. Only one person criticizing. I've gotten hella fucking flack, honestly, from Third Strike players. I get 0 respect in this game. I'm like pretty good. I'm not like super great. I tend to do well against people who are considered to be really good. And I tend to do well against bad people, so I guess that technically means that I probably could be considered pretty good. But like a lot of the diehards just like treat me like I don't even know what I'm talking about. Third Strike community in general is kind of awful, to be 100% honest. I've always thought that, and I've usually not said anything about it. Like, I don't do anything, I promise, to set these people off. Nice, anti-air. But the Third Strike community has a huge persecution complex, at least the English-speaking ones, for Third Strike getting replaced by other newer games. You don't see that with other games. Well, you do a little bit. Cool anti-air. Oh, I was also going to say that this is the first couple uploads. Oh, partial connect, still pretty strong. This is the first series of uploads they've had in a while. a-cho. Looks like it's still 3 out of 5. Anti-air close roundhouse, that's smart. Well, I don't know, like, you know, I did okay at those tournaments. I did well, but, like, there were usually, like, 3 good players entering, and then, like, let's say 10, like, randos. So it's like, the Makoto I was playing on the regular, KFL, and also, what's his face, Arliath, Tom. They were both really good, at least in my opinion. KFL in particular, is, very strong in the matchup. I feel like, Carfail might have been... I feel like Arliath might have been the better player. He was more risky. And I think he wasn't as strong in the matchup. KFL was really good in the matchup. He knew how to fight Aura. But then when, what's his face, B-Tran and, well, all those guys, I didn't even play most of them. I played B-Tran, I played Ryan, and Amir. I've played B-Tran before, not recently. The last time I played him prior to those tournaments was like half a decade ago, if not more. But even back in the day, he always played Yun against me. I think that might just be who he always plays. Even back in the day, he probably won like 4 out of 5 against me. I don't think it was that high. But he like won more than I won. He's a better player than me. And he felt in practice recently when I played him, whereas I'm out of practice. So he's like, you know, and I think he's just like, you know, he's good, but he's like of a similar skill level to all the other people there. He's not like way above everyone else, so like if I played, you know, a lot of them, I would get fucked. I'm pretty good at the Chun-Li matchup, even though it sucks. I'm really bad in the twin matchup. But I only fought Amir's Chun-Li. And he got me. He played like he knew the matchup too. Our really good set unfortunately wasn't on stream. Well, they were both really good. But one of them went really long. And only the other one's on stream. The one that went really long, I was proud of how I did. I actually lost, but I was proud of how I did. Just because I did some cool stuff. And the one that's on YouTube, I got the first parry of a Chun-Li super and then missed the second parry. Felt dumb as fuck. The first parry is the only hard one. No, the people who made this are already dead. I don't know how hard Japan got hit by COVID. I think they did pretty well, right? Or are currently doing pretty well. I think Korea is supposed to be kind of well known for handling it really well. They're like actually sequestering everyone who comes into the country, which is like great. Oh, the crutch jab on the short swing blow. It should have been so much better. Being on an island would theoretically help a lot. I'm not sure how many like foreigners Japan gets. I think it's like 98% Japanese population though, right? Oh yeah, and they're used to the mask culture. We're not. Medium toss. Oh, Dash Demon! Those are hard to do in this game. I guess? I don't know. I can do them reliably in Street Fighter V. I'm not super great at them, but I can do them in Street Fighter 4. In Street Fighter 3, I haven't tried in a long time, so maybe I can do them now, but I couldn't really get them back then. A lot of the hard executions. That was 2 parries into ducking from Dudley. He should have maybe done 1 parry into ducking. I don't know. I don't know how good that is, to be honest. No, you actually they can't all be together in Third Strike. They have to be on sequential frames. That's the main reason it's harder. SA2 is weird. Yeah, this is one of the least used supers. I actually do see it more than Akuma SA3. SA3 has some interesting stuff because it's got an air version. Not only that, but the air version is stronger than the ground version. And getting the air version is kind of complex. It's got super weird setups. Like you can cancel a ground Tatsu into an air super, but it's a pain in the ass because it's quarter circle back into a near instant double quarter circle forward. Min Boy with a new name. Akuma's super is not incredibly important, but I would say SA1 is comfortably the best because it's the one that requires a confirm the least, or it has the most confirms to be more accurate. PSO, we could play, I guess. I'm level 68. I'm getting there, slowly, creeping up. Or maybe I'm 69. I think I'm 69. Oh yeah, and I play with controller. I play on pad. I think if you want to play this game, if you want to have any hope for a tournament, you should probably play on stick. Because this game is usually played on like arcade consoles and whatnot. Also, in general, like a Quamba Q1 is like $40. That's the stick I use. I've discovered the secret to leveling up in PSO2. The trick is to do the recommended quests because then it immediately gives you a list of all client orders that can be done with those quests. And then also do the daily missions. I log in for like 30 minutes a day. That was Wake Up Dash. Was he trying to do Wake Up Dash Demon or something? Or trying to Wake Up Parry Demon? Wake Up Dash was... Oh, there's a demon. That's going to kill, I think. Yeah. That does just over half a life bar, I think, on most characters. Yeah, I can do most things on pad. It depends on what pad you use, and it depends on your personal execution, because some people are better on pad than others. Nice. There's a punish. I hate when I fight Akumas who do that fucking just raw cancel to light Tatsu. It's a pretty quick punish that you have to do. Or I can just go for close strong. But the light Tatsu first hit whiffs on him, so you have to react very quickly. Nice EXDP that was guaranteed there, I think. Well, Akuma could have obviously parried it. But anything that he did midair was going to get smacked at that angle. Anti-air low forward? What was it? What was it supposed to be? Ducking? Ducking super? Probably. Akuma's Demon is hard to use in this game. It's still effectively a 720. And you can do it following a parry. You do like jab jab while you're knocked over. And then you like wake up with the parry. And then you just do like kick hard punch after the parry. So it like auto confirms. But the setups are difficult to do because the shortcuts a little bit. There is no shortcut. You can still do like meme setups like whiff air jab into land demon. Car Demon's still there, and it's good. That was a Dizzy follow-up. He was looking for Dizzy. Oh, that's interesting. That EXDP just raw whiffed and that he was churning it. Yeah, I've heard that the Mad Catz fight pads are now rather expensive, like $70 or something. Try to get one of the wrestling ones if you use those controllers, because those are like the newest ones. So they're probably the best like ergonomics, because they did update them between different games, different makes. And also, I think most fighting game players don't know the wrestling ones exist. KKZ, that was all chip. He had to red parry that. You cannot parry the first hit of that, but you can parry all the rest of the hits. So you have to block the first hit and red parry it. I've never seen anyone do it. It's hard as shit. Also, it might be considered a projectile, so Akuma might recover before you, which would be horrible. Anyway, most fighting game players, I think, don't know about the Mad Catz fight pads for wrestling games. KKZ's initial lightning bolt cannot be parried, and the hitbox on that actually isn't that big. If you're not touching Akuma, it won't hit you. But it's very tall above him. But you have to be like basically right next to him for it to hit. Nice chase. This should kill. He actually built the meter right then for it. I thought the uppercut was going to kill, to be honest. Oh, that was only 13 minutes long. Nice and short. This one's 39. The Hori Fighting Commander. One of my friends plays on that. I've held it. It feels fine. The one thing is I prefer a disc-style pad. The controller I use has a disc-style one. I used to use like a cross-style one. Well, I used to use a PS3 controller. I would say that I prefer, because the Fighting Commander has a cross-style pad, and they're okay. I just like the disc ones more. I don't think any of the Fight Commander ones have a disc-style one. The Mad Catz ones are disc-style. The asymmetry of the Fighting Commander is kind of weird. I think the newer models of Fighting Commander are less asymmetrical. Me and my friends call it the stroke controller because half of it's like drooping compared to the other half. Get it? Necro players say this is Necro's worst matchup. You know, like a stroke, like half your face droops. Nice Dizzy. I used to know how to detect the early signs of a stroke, but now I've forgotten them all. Hope no one around me ever gets one. Strokes killed my grandfathers on both sides, so I'll probably get one. My heart is a time bomb. my family on both sides, the men died young of heart conditions. Well, not young, but like, you know, 60s. I got strokes and heart attacks on both sides, and my uncle had a heart attack at like 30-some. I'm almost certainly going to have heart problems. Physicist? I took physics recently. Doctor? I took anatomy recently. I got A's! I got a 97 and a 99 in the 2 classes I took. And then in medical terminology, which I took last semester, I got a 94. I'm pretty good at this medicine stuff. Of course, it's like entry-level classes, so you know. But it's kind of cool to be getting these nice grades. I got terrible grades in high school. Well, I didn't. I mostly got B's. I took all AP classes, and then I did not that great in them. So like I take like 3 AP and 3 non-AP classes, and the AP ones I get C's, and the fucking non-AP I'd get B's. So I'd have like a 3 GPA. My grades weren't super duper good, but I did a really nice SAT and wrote some really nice essays, so I got into a UC anyway. Okay, I guess my standards of terrible grades are probably really different. From some people who just failed their way through school. I was told I was like underachieving my entire like life though. It's like you could get better grades if you wanted to. Whoa, I just realized this is best of 3. That was an EX Tatsu he got hit out of. Beating Ken's EX Tatsu midair is possible, but like, you know, the damage potential is fucked. If Ken hits you with an air EX Tatsu, you die. If you hit him, he takes a little bit of damage. Ken's EX Tatsu into the follow-up literally shaves off like a quarter to a third of your health, depending on how many hits he gets and what his follow-up is. AP classes were fun. I have the problem that I'm almost perpetually bored, which is one of the reasons I make videos on the internet. I like need a lot of engagement. Was that a punish? For basically the entire time I was in like elementary school, middle school. Holy shit! That punched us from far out. I mean, I know Shoto Fireball is pretty minus on block, but it's weird to see stuff like that. Nice punish. Love seeing that. That's the principle on which Ryu can basically parry anything in Crouch Fierce. It's because the Herbox is still inside you after a parry. I don't know. That's a touchy subject about, like, third strike balance changes. Your opinion will always, unless you make, like, really tiny, insignificant changes, or, like, address very, very obviously broken things, there are going to be people who get mad at you. Especially because a lot of the really good players of this game are really good players because they like the game, like, you know, all parts of it. They'll be like, you know, the super try-hard Ken mains who are like, you know, they're really good, they're very skillful. But they see no problem with Ken, and they see no problem with, like, Chun-Li or Yun, because Ken fights them pretty well. That kind of thing. The super die-hard Chun-Li's. If you try to criticize any part of the game to a Chun-Li main, they'll be like, no, what's wrong? And then they'll just say you're bad at the game. So it's something I don't even want to try. But no, I've never even tried. Usually I talk about adjusting the supers, because that's a very controlled place to try and make balance changes. If you just say, I think Chun-Li's SA3 should hit farther out, and I think Chun-Li's SA2 should only hold 1 stock, that's a lot easier to say compared to, like, you know, I think Sean should get XYZ. I think Ken should lose XYZ. Yurian is one of the characters I'd be least willing to change. I really like the SA1 changes for Oro in Arranged Edition. where his basic chicken combo built an entire super bar. That's how short SA1's meter was. It was like the shortest meter in the game, but there was no activate. It was just a single one-off grab, and it was jumpable. So you had to like combo into it. I thought that was fun though. Combo into it or punish with it. I think that was, and I think it held like 3 stocks, which was very fun. That was one of my favorite changes, but obviously it was an aura change, so of course. If I main Oro, I will make guides for Oro. And if Oro is added to the game, I will probably play him. It depends on how he plays, but, you know. Signs point to yes. If they remove the randomness from charge partitioning, that would be cool. They both parried. Ken's a little better at the mid-range than Dudley is, I think. I want Sodom. I'm surprised no one else does. If they knew what Sodom was all about, they'd probably want him. I don't understand how Birdie made it, but Sodom didn't. I mean, Birdie's kind of a more interesting character designed visually. And they probably felt that most people didn't really care about Birdie, so they could do more to him. And, like, people wouldn't mind. I haven't heard a lot of people complain about the Birdie redesign. I've heard occasionally people say I miss Ripped Birdie, but it's not like a huge thing, you know? And you can still be Ripped Birdie, technically. His new design has more personality, I think. Like, what was Birdie before? He was just like a fucking thug. That's it. I always feel like he's a Final Fight character, but he's just Shadaloo. He has like Final Fight energy. Nice. Oro might have a 3-frame jab, but my guess is that it won't lead to anything. He might have like Dalsim style combos where you just get a couple lights and the no ender, because that's how he is in Third Strike. Oh, he red? Or maybe, no, yeah, red, probably. I thought he might be turning the super motion, and he just got hit, trying to do a super punish, but he didn't have super. At first I thought they would just swap the arm, but now I think if they add Oro to SF5, they'll probably have him swap facing, like a Gil. So with his unbound arm is always closer to the opponent. That's really cool they did that with Gil. Didn't they do something with Tekken 7? That if you're playing on arcade, you're always on the left side no matter what, because the entire camera just flips. The two players are looking at it from opposite perspectives or whatever. Would you say it's better to play Stun Necro or more like a Dawson? Necro is best played rush down in most matchups. But you should be able to do either whenever, if you know what I mean. But Necro doesn't really have a whole lot of zoning tools per se. Like, yeah, you can fucking poke with low forward, but most of his pokes don't have that much range. And the ones that do are really bad buttons in general. Like low fierce, stamina. They have a lot of range, but they're just not good attacks. Oh, that was one parry into throw. That's probably OS parry before a meaty throw. And he got the parry. Nice parry and punish! He even parried twice instead of once because he saw he parried the wrong Or like he parried before the end of the Tatsu. Huh? You usually see that juggle when it's about to kill. This should kill pretty easily. Akuma the worst Shoto. Most people agree that Akuma's better than Ryu. Akuma gets a lot fewer players than Ryu. People don't like the low HP. They're close. Ken's honestly pretty close to both of them too. Ken does feel like he's the strongest one. Just speaking as an Aura player, Ken's my worst matchup of the three. And like most characters will be able to say that. I'll be like, well, I'd rather fight either the other two than Ken. I didn't want to pay for Mortal Kombat Aftermath, so I just watched a YouTube playthrough of it. How does that make you guys feel? Oof, big jump in. Didn't even all combo. I liked both MK11's plot and Aftermath's plot, but there were parts of it. Wow! This guy's a master! Aftermath is not... Well, maybe the story mode's free. I don't think so. I thought it was like 40 bucks. The step kick? That can't have been on purpose. I wonder what he wanted though. Low forward something? Ken's really bad before he has meter. I mean, he's not bad, he's really good. But like at that specific thing, at like long range parry, he has very little to do if he doesn't have bar. If he has bar, it'll be something like low forward super. But if he doesn't have bar, it's like sweep. You don't really go into a ground Tatsu combo very often. I like Sindel as an evil character. Oops, I guess technically speaking that was an Aftermath spoiler. I should have prefaced it to say I might have been doing some Aftermath spoilers. They've been back and forth about Sindel's alignment. Officially, originally she was good, but then it was like, oh, she'd been mind controlled. But I think that she's got, I don't know, evil energy. Oof. Yeah, Ryu is a little better with one bar or no bars. Well, I don't know. Better's the wrong word. He's better from mid-range with little bar no meter or a little meter. Ken still has target combo, which is a nice edge on Ryu. I would say the biggest difference between them is just the supers, because the supers are radically different. Ryu doesn't have a super like Shippu, and of course Ken doesn't have a super like any of Ryu's. I guess Ken SA2 is a little bit like Ryu SA2, but shittier. It's like cheaper and way less powerful. Like SA2 is actually pretty strong, especially for the length of the meter. It's like it does like 40% or something, or 50%. I think 40. But it's like decently powerful. But the fact is there's very few strong combos into it, and a lot of them require really stupid like Kara stuff. Liu Kang and Kung Lao in the past is cool. I like that they referenced it's such a little thing, but when Noob Saibot went up against Fujin, it's like I beat you in the Wind Temple, and I'm like, hey, that's Mortal Kombat Mythologies. Noob Saibot was remembering an event from back when he was Sub-Zero. They did their homework a little bit. This is just a-cho Third Strike. There's an arcade somewhere in Japan called a-cho, and the people play. I don't know if they're tournaments or what. I think they are. Little weeklies or whatever. It's King of the Hill format. I don't know that many tournaments like that. They actually, one of the most prominent Third Strike tournament formats in Japan is a King of the Hill, but with like a point system. Is that a failed super? Ken got parried and attacked again on the way down. Why didn't Necro attack? If he after he parried, the attack that he did was guaranteed. He was trying to like land a combo on the ground, but Ken was not having it. You return to a regular jumping state when your attack gets parried midair. And of course, from a regular jumping state, you can attack. One of the most common formats, not common anymore, I forget the thing that did it. But they had like leagues, basically. And when you won like 5 times or lost 3 times, you went up or down a league, respectively. This range. Akuma, like, getting that far away and, like, kind of, like, standing or neutral jumping is such a difficult position. And I play one of the best characters at navigating it. Love that dive kick. This is that SA2. You can't even see it behind the hiding behind the A there. This is that SA2 Akuma. Ugh. That could have been super, right? Maybe. Didn't need it. Saving the meter is good. Oh my god! I wonder what that trade was for frames. I wonder who was plus and who was minus. Air fireballs are okay versus most of the cast, but then certain characters, they just fuck up. Female Dio. You might be interested to learn that Dio shows up quite a lot in Part 6, posthumously. So if you're only up to Part 4, Dio's not out of the game yet. I guess technically speaking, Dio also appears in Part 7. No EX moves on Akuma, like, basically doesn't matter, I feel. Oh, going for the chip slash, like, you know, invincibility. Akuma's moves are already basically EX, to be 100% honest. He has, like, free invincibility on his DP. And then Light Tatsu is literally better than either of the other Shoto's EX Tatsus. Part 6, I feel, is... People always rag on Part 6 for being... Like, yeah, it's villain of the week. And maybe the setting is not super interesting. I like the setting a lot. But a lot of people didn't. Nice. But I feel like the characters in Part 6 are maybe the best characters in any part, or they're close to it. Almost everyone is extremely likable. It's very character-driven. I like Jolene a lot. She's probably my favorite protagonist. It's Gappy, and then her are the top 2. Ugh. Gappy is Part 8 main character, I mean.
Are you ready? Go!
Yeah, Dio had other kids. Who knows how many? Nice spacing on that slide. Or sweep, I think it probably wouldn't have been punished. Part 8, every single villain directly advances the story. Which I think is really cool. Probably the single most interesting thing about the part, and it's a cool part. God, the latest Part 8 chapter came out yesterday. And damn, it was good. I don't understand how Dio went around Europe and fucked a bunch of people. But he still didn't know what an automobile was in Part 3. Okay, Dio. Araki said that he wanted, he had a Part 9, he had plans for a Part 9. Or like he had an idea of what he would do. I didn't know it was actually confirmed though. Part 8 is definitely coming to a close. It's already like longer than Part 7, which was previously the longest part. And you can feel it wrapping up tight. There's still a few unaddressed things. My guess would probably be like less than a year left of JoJolion. I don't know, but it seems like it. That's true, he did know what a stewardess was. He must have flown. Also, yes, technically speaking, Giorno is not a JoJo. That's the gag. Every other character has a name that can be reduced to Jojo, but Giorno's name is reduced to Gio, which is supposed to be a half Joe, half Dio. Kind of clever in my opinion. Is that a punish? Oh. By the frames it probably was a punish, but it whiffed its first hit. Wake up hard DP, chem players. Oh. I think he wanted just a wake up kick, but instead he got wake up light kick into up kick. The light kick worked. Wake up kick is bad. I don't know why the fuck he was looking for that. Even EX up kick isn't good. It's good at going through fireballs, and it's only kind of good at that. I think that Giorno is probably the most dangerous protagonist of the 8. But the most interesting, he's okay. He seems really smart. JoJo protagonists are good at fighting in general, but Giorno is probably the best at fighting, I would guess. Or like the best at like combat sensibility. Not in terms of stand power, although I guess technically in terms of stand power, he's probably the most powerful one too. Giorno has probably the least interesting personality of all the main characters though. They're up there. Jonathan is cool. I like that he's unique from all the other ones. He's a likable guy, honestly. His motivations feel very, like, relatable, I guess. Oh. Make up hard DP. Oh, that's a punish, isn't it? Even though it hit? I think Yang could have punished that. Stand short or something. Maybe even left forward. Everyone likes Joseph. I actually didn't like part 2 that much, but I do love Joseph. Jotaro is probably the worst protag, actually. But he's great as a supporting character. He's really fun in 6 and he's really fun in 4. He's just like it's literally like, part 3 is just this problem can be solved by punching. And then Jotaro punches. That's why the villains who had to be outsmarted were the most memorable. Darby Brothers. Part 4 anime toned down Josuke's hoodlumness a little bit. When he's just like an ordinary teenager, I kind of like him, to be honest. An ordinary teenager with like a superpowered stand. Oh, really? It didn't even work? Why are dive kicks so stupid in this game? That didn't combo. What a mess. It's not hard to combo out of the command grab from Yang. I love that Kira has no stake against the main characters and vice versa. Like, Raimi isn't someone they knew. They find out about her. I guess they knew Shigeki. It's not like they really liked him, though. Jolene is extremely likable. I would say Johnny is pretty likable. Gappy is extremely likable, at least to me. I think that was the beginning of a 5th Rekka, but I'm not 100% sure. Nice. Shigechi. Did I say Shigeki? The episode where they're eating the fucking lunch in the gym room And Kira's hiding there is like one of the fucking most tense anime scenes I've ever seen. God, that episode was good. Part 4 characters are funny. I like Mikitaka a lot. He's in too little of it, I feel. I feel like Morio is a super interesting place. That's like the strength of part 4. Is that so much of the events just lead to, like, you know, painting a picture of Morio. Part 4 has pretty strong fights in general, too. Josakage. It's the first time I've heard that, but it makes so much sense. Latest chapter's great. Just read it myself. Teleport? Failed super? Demon, that's gonna work. Kill? Yeah.
You win. Now. Fighters ready. Engage.
I think my favorite final fight is probably... it might be Jotaro versus Dio, even that breaks all the rules. Nice. Big damage on that. No, it's definitely Part 7's my favorite final fight. God, that one's good. Both of them. Part 7 has 2 final fights, and they're both great. That was dash DP. Cross up Tatsu dash DP. I could not do those to save my life. I wanted to show it for the Ken video, and I couldn't do it once. And also someone came into the YouTube comments and gave me shit for being a pad player and not being able to do that. It's like, fuck off. I don't play Ken. Part 6 was very tense, because I was at a loss at what the fuck to do. I thought it was really good for Jolene versus Seamoon. And then when it advanced from there, it became like, what the fuck? But in a good way. I actually really like the ending of Part 6, but I understand why people don't like it. Nice. But Ken was ready. Why does he even recover so fast, by the way? I don't even remember what Pucci's motivations are. I feel like they should have done more about Weather Report. He was out of the picture too soon. He should have been there for the fucking final showdown. I mean, he kind of was, but he should have been more so. Build that meter. I remember the Pucci parts with Dio. I don't remember the Pucci parts with this fucking family. I remember he's a mixed twin. I do like him as a person a lot. Reminder that Pucci waited like 4.6 billion years or whatever. Anyone ever notice that? That made me like Pucci a lot. That's 0 on block, I think. Point blank EX. Fireball. No, it's not. Ryu's minus is 0 on block. Ken's is minus. Ken's is like -6 on block, I think, for EX Fireball. Time progressed normally for Pucci for his stand. It was only other people's interpretation of time that got fucked up. That means in order to fucking do what he did, trying to stay spoiler free, Pucci had to manually wait. He had that much commitment to his cause. Time is... Araki's answered that in interviews. He just says time is hard to like, you know. Time is inherently very powerful, and he wants villains to be very powerful. You ever see that picture of the remote, and every single button on the remote is like drawn to a stand? Like rewind, fast forward, pause. It's like a VCR remote. Yes, complete the combo. Yes, I love when. Aw. Part 7's is menu.
Now.
Like the menu button on a remote.
Now.
Oh, my mom wants me. Hold on. I got a parcel. Is that for me to build? Oh no! I never actually played Heritage to the Future. I've seen footage for it here and there. Pretty much all the footage I've seen has been people playing Pet Shop, who, as I understand it, is immune to lows and by extension also immune to mix-ups, and is thus extremely broken. A lot of the footage I see is people playing Jotaro and Dio actually as well. I remember seeing one video like this of someone playing what's her name, the magnetic girl, Maria. Yeah, and I remember he was beating everyone in like a huge, like, you know, long video, like an hour of just this Maria player beating everyone. And it was super cool, her throwing around this fucking electric cable and like stunlocking people and whatnot. And then I saw a tier list and she's apparently like bottom 1. I was like, oh, interesting. Probably like watching a fucking 12 sweep in this game. Maria.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I played a little bit of All-Star Battle and I thought it was really fun. And then I found some competitive footage and it looked good. I was like, why isn't this more popular? But people generally have a low opinion of it, I don't know why. At first I thought the combo system was very one-dimensional, and then I found a combo video online and it like had a bunch of characters in it, and I was like, damn, this is 10 times more fucking complex than I thought. 30 FPS? That's a standalone reason? I mean, I like 60 FPS, don't get me wrong, but that wouldn't kill a game for me. Oh, meaty light Tatsu for the chip. That's 2 hits, I think? I don't even know.
You win.
The footage I found of tournament play, or it was like long casuals among like pro players, but one of them was playing Poochie, and he looked super interesting because of his fucking 13 words or whatever, 22 words. How many was it? I don't even fucking remember. They carry between rounds. And there are setups to fucking go, Made in Heaven. Wow. Okay. And Made in Heaven is basically, it's basically Dark Phoenix. It's like once you activate it, you win. Most of the time. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I helped so many people. Oh my god! Criminal.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Online Edition is the best port of SF3. They're all okay. Online Edition is... Oh no! What kind of confirm is this? That recovers really fast! See, I punish it with Close Strong, which means it doesn't matter if I get a meta connect. so I don't have to worry about how fast he lands. I didn't know it was that fast. I have not played the new Fightcade.
Battle. Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, it's Neem. What up, Neem? Didn't you win the Fightcade for the Future thing? Or were you in second or what? I saw the team you were on and I was like, you're gonna win. Because it was like a fucking super strong team in general. Weren't you with what's his name? AC Slayer. Me and him are air quotes buds, and by that I mean we never ever talk, but we have a nice opinion of each other. Good lord, that's a good team. I'm sad I didn't enter, but you know, I didn't have a team, and you know, I don't think I was good enough to win. Would have been nice to see how far I got. See, that's the thing. I probably would have been with like fucking Spad and fucking Bungus. I'm not trying to throw a whole bunch of shade, but I can't help but notice that B-Tran entered that tournament. And he was the one that threw like a fit. Well, he was one of the people who threw a fit that we played on 30th anniversary. He was like arcade hardware or bust. And then he entered an online tournament. That's a overhead on the second hit. It's like not a good overhead. It's probably worse than his towards strong as an overhead. Both of them are kind of have like big downsides. SF30th is really stupid from a lot of the menuing is like very badly designed, but the actual emulation is fine. If you can play on arcade hardware or fucking retro, no, what's it called? What's the fucking emulator? RetroArch? With frame skip or whatever, I don't remember. You can like get it to like full speed on that. Almost everything else runs like 1 frame of delay, 1.5 frames of delay. And that includes 30th anniversary. So, you know, it's like about par with everything that's not arcade. I played quite a lot of KOF13 back when that was a thing. Yeah, I played MBCI back when that was a thing. But generally speaking, no, I only play Street Fighter. Didn't the Mega Man collection have really bad input delay? Like even compared to like every other game? If Marvel 3, I like the tagging system a lot of MBCI. I like the tags more than I like assists. If MVCI's system mechanic, but instead of Stone and Storm you just had another character and it was 3-on-3, I feel like that would be my ultimate Marvel game. I hope they do something like that for Marvel 4. The safe tags are really cool. I don't mind the stones. They could have been done better. Anyone I'd like to see in the new SF5 season? Not Oro. I'm nervous about Oro. If Oro makes it, then he won't be an SF6. In a serious answer, I would like a-cho. I would kind of like Rose. I would not mind 12 and Remy one bit. They would be cool. Sodom is a character I kind of want, but not as much as Adon or Rose. I'm gonna be that guy who says T-Hawk. I don't want T-Hawk.
Final round. Go for it.
Yeah, people always say Makoto, and then people always immediately bring up Laura because Laura has some shades of Makoto. Like, minus the axe kick, there's quite a bit of similarity going on. The dash punch versus the elbow. The grounded overhead.
You win.
The command grab. And the normals too. Plus frame, short range, very low combo ability. Just raw cancels into the dash. That's all you got. Good. Abigail's great. Abigail's one of my all-time favorite Street Fighter characters. Damn, that was front. I think if he jumped earlier, that angle would have been back.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
There's very little downtime in Third Strike, I think is nice. Like, just knockdowns are very short. You can quick stand everything. Combos are short in general. Unless your name is Oro. So you're kind of constantly playing. I think that goes a long way to it feeling kind of engaging. I feel like you can get to low HP and kind of feel like a lost cause in Street Fighter 4 and 5. In Street Fighter 3, I feel like the tension just goes up. I mean, obviously the tension goes up in all three, but like, you know, you kind of shift modes in Third Strike at low HP. Oh, he hit a jab there. Maybe he didn't want it. Maybe he wanted the Oki. Nice. That was a low parry from Ken. Oh, this can kill. Oh, I didn't think he needed the meter, but he needed the meter. Even if, like, he knew that he wasn't going to kill, which he might have, not spending the meter was probably okay, because Yang can chip you out fairly safely. I think the V-reverse versus V-trigger mechanic is actually really good, because I feel like the two options are basically perfectly balanced against each other. For almost all characters, going 3 V-reverses versus going a V-trigger. Or going 2 V-reverses versus going a fucking 2-bar V-trigger. I feel like those are like, that's a hard call on which one's going to truly be more useful. And it depends on the scenario, so you have to adapt for every single round. That EX cancel mechanic was super cool. Wish they'd bring it back. That was a standing hit for the overhead, so Ken had no link available.
You win. Are you ready? Go.
I think generally having a 60 damage knockdown V-reversal is the best. The rolling ones are still good, but they're not, I think they're generally more like, you know, it's like sometimes they're way better and sometimes they're just worse. And then there's fucking Kami's, which crosses up, which is interesting, and then it's unsafe, which is also interesting. And then there's Vegas, which is a rolling one that goes backward instead of forward. Fox 2-hit view reversal can break armor. Fun fact. I think every character ever rolling on and attacking one would be kind of cool. A lot of people suggested that. It's not a bad idea. Pretty much every view reversal is -2 on block. The ones that hit. But Fox is the only one that hits twice. They're all about the same speed and they're all about the same on block. And by about the same, I mean they're all exactly the same on block except for the ones that aren't. Which is like 2 of them. They're even. There's the ones that don't hit and then there's fucking Kami's, which is unsafe for no reason. Because it crosses up. All this is making me want to play some SF5. I haven't played that game in a little minute. I've been seeing Ryu Apprentice. He's getting into the game for the first time, apparently. I haven't played it since the last time I played Ranked. No, that's not true. I've been playing my friend online. He's like way worse than me, to be honest. But he's trying to get into the game. My IRL friend. It's not stale for me. Probably stale for a lot of people. The people who've been playing it very regularly. But I don't play regularly, so it doesn't get stale. SF6 is probably within the next 2 years. Almost certainly. Instant block. So basically like, you know, just defend. Be fine. Depends on what it does. If it's like parry, then, you know, that's a whole can of worms. Attack again on the way down. I love that shit. Anti-air jump, attack, and then if you get parried, you've got the on the way down mix up. I think you also have no trip guard. If you recover from your air normal after it gets parried, I think you can block load in the nanosecond you land. Or you have trip guard, rather. SF5 is theoretically pretty balanced, but invariably in fighting games, people don't play them like they're balanced even when they are. Like, I feel like about half the cast in SF5 is still quite strong, but people have no faith in them. Like Rashid, like Kareen. I feel like those characters are fine, but they're not being played a lot right now. Birdie. Almost everyone you run into online is playing either a Shoto or like a DLC character. The DLC characters I think have better design, so I understand why they're being played. But it's like, you know, of the cast of 40 some, I think people are mostly playing the same 15 characters right now. This guy came in with the name Mujin Kyaku. D-Main Kareen. I think Laura is really strong right now, to be honest. Maybe top tier. Laura feels like her neutral is really good. And then of course her mix-up is really good too. Her reversals suck, but you know, whatever. There are a lot of characters who have reversals that suck and they still do okay. B-Tran's here. B-Tran, you're here. Are you here because Neem's here? What's the higher level of play that you're suggesting? Newton? I can do that. I got a lot of a-cho to go through yet, though. No, watch it all. I don't know why I've been watching a-cho lately. I really like the East versus West ones, the GameSpot versus ones. I don't know, I feel like the a-cho players are pretty good. We've been seeing a lot of red parries from this kind in particular. I like seeing that stuff. Oh, double DP. That's easier on Necro than most characters. I think off of low forward and close strong, you don't need the car on Necro. Don't quote me. Was that still a punish? He missed the first hit. I know that fucking. I know that's like -7 or something, or -10. I don't remember the number when Necro hits you with that low command grab. But that was alarming.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Hodai. Ken's beautiful when he's being played well. I don't think Oro can even fucking punish that shit at most ranges. Oro's terrible at that kind of thing. It might, if it's too far away from my like heavy DP or EX DP to punish it. I got nothing. Don't want to get banned for posting a link? I don't have a bot.
Are you ready? Go.
Oh, he went for the dash. I think he had low forward there. Oh, I love that confirm. I don't see it on Ken often. I don't know the logistics of it super well. Does stand jab have less pushback than crouch jab? Yeah, you can post it.
Final round. Go.
I know that people usually avoid it because certain characters can duck Ken's close jab. I don't know if Ken is one of them because I don't play Ken. Ugh, nice punish! It's hard to punish those on the ground. It's like easy to hit Ken. It's easy to swat Ken going over your head, but actually getting a grounded punish, especially a meaningful one, you gotta have pretty precise timing. It was a red parry attempt, I think. Either that or he parried the other way for the first hit, and then got hit. It came out as a block for the first hit, I don't know. I think he was going for red parry on the TC. It's scary red parrying the TC, because Ken could do like a DP cancel. I'll take a look at this in a bit. Maybe at the end of this video.
Now.
Jump short. Curious. It worked. He probably could have attacked again on the way down. The hell was fucking wake up parry to overhead? What do you want? That was nice. Punish on the ground. Sometimes I get the feeling that good Ken is good Ken, and then I see a truly good Ken play and I'm like, fuck. Dashi Ken really is a fucking tier buff.
Prepare to strike. Now.
There's so much room to be good at this game. You feel like you're watching like good players play. It's like, oh man, this guy's good. I didn't know that was a thing. Fuck twin hitbox. Oh my god. I like cry whenever I got hit by that shit. When like a Ken or anyone, when if a fucking Shoto lands next to me and like immediately DPs on landing. That works if you're just doing defensive tech. You did it again. I only play Aura, so I don't know a lot of the fucking hitbox nonsense. Like I recently found out that crouching Makoto falls out of Chun-Li's Super 2. I was like, ugh. Imagine having to look for that as Chun-Li. Sounds like a pain in the ass. I guess thankfully most people who get hit by low forward won't be crouching. Nice. Actually, it depends. It's not like Makoto walks.
Are you ready?
Only sometimes. Fuck that strike sometimes. I didn't know that. It's probably range based, I guess. Oh, hold up a sec. Kodo gets hit by back hard punch without fireball. Oh, wake up super. You don't see that too often from Yang. It works though, it's invincible. Ugh. My DP doesn't, there was like no wake up DP was gonna work there.
Battle. Go for it.
Nice confirm, or you know, punish, or whatever. He hit Ken landing after he like did an air attack. I think it was in landing recovery. Very nice. Ugh, he wanted close freeze for sure. I think Ken can probably confirm low forward. I fooled around with it in training. People always talk about it. It feels like half the people are just like, hold on.
Final round. Go for it.
Okay, here I am. Borderline from the man himself, Mr. B-Tran. I feel like in Street Fighter, especially modern Street Fighter, they either want something to be like reactable or unreactable, with no middle ground. And I feel like Ken low forward confirm is like perfectly at the cusp that maybe people with good reactions can do it and people with bad reactions can't do it.
Now.
Compared to like anti-airing a jump in Street Fighter 4 where like anyone can do it if they're waiting for it. It doesn't take that good of reactions to react within half a second. Ugh. Yeah, it doesn't take reaction time to do crush medium punch confirms. Whew. This Akuma's getting non-stop pressure. Oh, that fireball is unsafe.
Prepare to strike. Now.
I think Yang thought he was about to get chipped. Probably caught off guard. Big punish here. He did the side swap. You can back up and then keep the corner. Actually, Akuma got full corner carry anyway. Oh, that, I think that was going to chip, yeah. Twin health. It was going to be close.
You win.
There was nothing that Yang could have done there besides either fully block and pray didn't chip him or block and red parry. Nice punish. I play on pad, but I wouldn't recommend it to other people. My execution's really shit on stick. It's probably because of my fucking motor nonsense. Whoa! Oh no! Oh. He almost had it.
Are you ready? Go.
Oh, that low forward hitbox. I had really shit fine motor skills growing up, and they're still kind of on the, they're still at borderline, if you know what I mean. I don't have the greatest hand control. I had late developing fine motor skills.
Go for it.
I've got plenty of experience with a fucking pad, but on stick I just can't do like reliable quarter circles. Oh no, he's going for those wake up parries. Makoto SF3, it's like a worse super, but I would say I wouldn't pick it versus Akuma, because he can put you into some really awkward parries. I've used a hitbox just a little bit. I think I would really like a hitbox, but I've never bothered to like try and buy one.
You win.
I mean, I've used a stick for, I don't remember when I bought my first stick. It was probably like 2009. I periodically like play on it. I'm just not as good. I can play Street Fighter 4 okay, because I used to play on stick for that quite a lot. But Third Strike requires a different kind of execution, different. It's more precise for a lot of specific things. In particular, Oro close strong 2 hits into walk forward, close strong 1 hit super. That's like a really important combo for his SA2 routes. And I can't do that on stick at all. Like maybe 1 out of fucking 20. I get it. And I've like practiced that quite a lot. On pad I get it pretty free. That's a really important confirm because that gives you your 5 JP and then you can go into Booger from there. That gives you unblockable setups. But the thing is you can't buffer it. You have to do a full, like, in order to do close strong 2 hits into the first hit of close strong, you have to walk for the entire, like, juggle time. Which means you cannot do a quarter circle, which means you have to do the entire double QCF after the first hit of close strong. I get his half circle's okay. Damn, that fucking, I didn't know there was that plus. Don't get hit. Oh, I was gonna say, Makoto SA3, it's her worst super, but like, you know, if you treat it like it's a nothing or a non-threat, it takes like specific tactics to beat. You have to kind of know what Makoto's looking for and thinking. I hit Arliath, he was using that against me, and I hit him with the meaty command grab loop. Oro's, you can't jump out of, you can't hold up on Oro's hit grab, but you also can't parry it. So I don't think that SA3 Makoto can get out of it. If she can block it, then it's the only attack she can block in SA3.
Are you ready? Go.
I can do, I'm shit at that too, but I can do it. Close strong double super. It's just hard after the walk. I feel like I can't start my hand in the right place.
Final round. Engage.
The annoying thing is that confirm I've started using a lot more lately. Back in the day I used to always do just close strong 2 hits and use that as my confirm. But now I never bother to use it to confirm. Now I just use like the reaction time to fucking walk in and get close strong 1 hit. Because it does more damage and gives you more confirm time. And I'm consistent with it. But on stick I'd much rather be doing like just close strong 2 hits, buffer the motion, than do cancel the second hit to super. Which still works fine for stones. It's shittier for Booger, but you can still do some stuff with oh, the post game cancel. You can still do some stuff with GP4 into Booger. It's not like that just kills all your setups.
Fighters ready. Engage.
But I pick Booger in most matchups these days. I used to pick stones in every matchup. And I've slowly transitioned over like a decade. I've slowly transitioned to picking Booger in most matchups. I think Booger's the future with Oro. I think Oro is probably a top tier character at the highest level of play. And I think he picks Booger in almost every matchup, including Twins. For a super long time I thought Stones was better than Booger versus Twins, but now I've changed my tune. Just the only issue is the meter build is really hard versus Twins, because you can't do chicken very easily against them. So if you can't do like that, but stuff like a modified Kuroda combo is really good versus Twins. You can still get unblockable loops on them, no problem. Generally you do nothing instead of chicken against them. There are variations of chicken that work against them. Regular chicken works against them if they're airborne. Or in the corner. But one thing, like for example, you can get unblockable loop out of jump over medium kick into close medium kick into uppercut into super. And then do the Kuroda setup to keep him if they quicksand or not. You get the meaty fireball either way. Yeah. I don't really play Third Strike anymore anyway. I haven't played it in ages. I like the game, don't get me wrong. It does work if you parry a dive kick. It also works if you parry towards forward. But it's a little inconsistent versus dive kicks. It works reliably after parrying towards forward. You have to like parry the dive kick, see how high they are, and then wait for them to fall a bit sometimes. But it's got a good window of where it works. It just won't work if they're touching the ground. You can do close strong 2 hits into medium chicken versus twins, and then you get a juggle into roundhouse or every uppercut or EX uppercut. It's not great, but you know it's a combo, and it self-confirms, so that's cool. You can do the same thing versus Hugo with heavy stomp. Nice.
Now, let's fight. Like fighters ready. Engage.
Heavy DP. Beats the fair, beats the short swing blow. Fuck your mix up. I guess it beats meaties too, technically. The EX Tatsu, he didn't get hit by the first hit of super. That saved him a lot of damage. I thought he was thinking about that. Should have just done light DP. God, Ken's non-light DPs are so fucking shitty. Just make every hit of the fucking super knock or the uppercut knockdown. Well, I guess then he would lose medium uppercut into super grounded connect. Nice reversal heavy DP. Just give it more range on medium and heavy DP. Why is light the biggest one? Ken's strong. He's like a top tier character, but give him some quality of life. I feel like his quality of life is really low. That cross under is not super hard. Very nice. See, that was a low jab stand. That was a low short stand jab confirm. He was looking for that into DP, but the stand jab whiffed on crouching Dudley. Dudley's one of the tallest crouchers in the game. So, like, you know. Ship light Tatsu. Or something. I think that kind of anti-air SA3 is the main reason Dudley SA3 is better than SA1. And also, like, Dudley's whoever drop a super because SA1 is so bad on block. I think more supers is generally better than more damage, so, you know. I think Dudley SA3 trumps SA1 in every category. Ooh. Have to jump low. Front hit. Ah, shit. He got it. Snuck it in. EX short swing blow. Big jump in. A lot of dizzy on that combo. Looks like it's not gonna be a big deal though. Dudley's so weird because his dizzy output is really high, but only on like 4 attacks. So if he gets like a rocket uppercut, or if he gets a few close roundhouses, or like fucking fierces, he can just stun you. But most of the stuff that most Dudleys use, all the common confirms do like no dizzy. Oh, corner only combo. That won't reach unless Dudley's back is to the corner. Nice, empty down low. The classic. Ooh, whiff punished the universal overhead. Dudley was probably looking for a low forward to hop over. Nice, the TC. Towards strong. He's done that a couple times. I wonder if that's good in this matchup. That parry's a pain in the ass. You have 1 frame post freeze to get the parry. That's why people almost never get it. It's literally a 1 frame parry. Ooh. Okay. Went for the red parry on the last hit. I don't do that. It's a good habit. Oro doesn't get a full punish unless he red parries the last hit. But I don't fight any Dudleys who regularly drop that on me. Actually, I just don't fight any Dudleys regularly. Or else I probably would have sat down and learned it. Nice. Good confirm. I love seeing that kind of parry where you already have a punish. It's already unsafe, but you get a much better punish if you parry. Stuff like people parrying the 2nd and 3rd hit of Ken's super. Those are really cool to me. Oro cannot get a jump in no matter how many hits of Ken's super he parries. He will always get hit in pre-jump frames. I was sad to find that out. Ibuki can parry 1 hit and then dash through Ken. That shit's cool. Then she gets a jumping combo going the other way. Nice. The motion for that is kind of neat because it's quarter circle forward, or it's half circle forward, quarter circle back for the super. So your motion, it's like a KOF motion. Alex! Alex is a rough time versus Ken. Wow, light DP the far forward. This is probably not even Alex's worst matchup, but it's probably like a 6-4 or 7-3. My guess would be 6.5, 3.5. Ken's EX Tatsu is really awful here for Alex. Air EX Tatsu. And then SA3 punishes a lot of stuff for Alex. Like I think it punishes the Stand Fierce overhead. And it also punishes EX slash elbow. Well, it punishes all versions of slash elbow. Coolest matchup to watch. I like any matchup with a Hugo in it, to be honest. It's very Hugo's a. Oh, he got the he did medium cancel and then didn't even get the confirm. Interesting. Oh, he dropped it. That confirms, and there you go. Is Ken getting the punish? That shit's only like -4 or something. But Ken can just punish it. Ken's ooh. Ken Shippu hits on the 3rd frame. And goes about a 3rd screen, give or take. Big damage. Oh my god. Ken is dead to 1 hit. Scary. Oh, that was clean too. Get him with the grab. Aw. I think that's what he was going for. That super, if only the grab connects, it's a power bomb. But if any of the hits connect into the grab, it's a backdrop. It's kind of funny though. Alex perfects are not so rare. Perfects in this game are not so rare, and Alex, if he wins, it's probably because he got momentum. Alex's mix-up is okay. It's just that he's not very good in neutral, and he doesn't have a whole lot of momentum. Oh, no, not that he doesn't have a whole lot of momentum, it's just like most stuff doesn't lead to a knockdown. Like if you get Staying Fierce overhead, you know, you're back to neutral. If you get light chop, anything into light chop, you're back to neutral. So it's always like looking for the corner, looking for forward throw, looking for EX chop.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Ah, that could have been a better punish. He had to do like stand strong into EX elbow from that range. Very nice. Ah. Ah! Ken was looking for the OS parry, I bet. He was probably shook by the stomp that just hit him. He's like, I'm going to do an OS parry block for the next stomp that he's about to do. And Alex made it look like he was about to do a meaty stomp, and then he just fucking wake up command grab. So Alex play is quite good. He's not like super duper good.
You win.
It's very rare to see a good Alex player. So I'll take what I can get. Oh, wow, that went really far. I didn't think that had that much range. Must have grabbed Ken walking in. Wow, again. That went really far. Nice. What a bad punish. Just land next to him. You get a grounded punish if you land next to him. Why do you do an air normal at all? Whoa, the reaction. Holy shit. He saw the fucking startup of a chop and light DP'd it. That's technically reactable, but I can't even imagine looking for a chop in neutral. Like, most Alexes don't really do the medium or heavy chop at all. And if you are looking for it, you probably just parry it. Nice. Oh, got him. Hope it doesn't fall out. Okay. That was on, like, the cusp. That super should not move the opponent back. It's frustrating how bad that super is, and it's still Alex's best super. By a country mile. Alex's other two supers are like one tier above fucking Blue Nocturne. Ugh, I hate that. Alex has so many annoying things. Oh, you get a juggle here. Cool. Stand short. That leads to like fuck all. It leads to SA2. And only if you cancel it right away. Nice. That reset scenario is actually pretty scary. Oh, that would have worked on block, I think. But Ken got hit and then walked. Got him? Got him! Ken hit something. I think the most annoying thing about that super is how punishable it is. It does one tick of chip, and then you get punished by a jump in.
Are you ready? Go.
And the confirms into it are hard, too. Another light DP in neutral. The thing about those light DPs is they're not super risky, because Alex is really shit at punishing that kind of thing from mid-range. Like, if Ken didn't do anything, that could have been, like, Alex getting low forward as a punish, and that would have just been it. You know what I mean? Like, from that range, from that far away, especially when Alex doesn't have meter for an EX/elbow, like, what do you even do? You get a poke. You get a poke punish on that light DP. Oh no. There it is. One tick of block damage, and then fucking jump in punish.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Why is Alex the way he is? Nice, struggle. He had close strong! He had close strong uppercut! Close strong knee. Oh, that would have been so sick. He had the corner position and everything. Alex actually gets really cool combos in the corner, but you almost never see any of them. Stuff like anti-air, close roundhouse. Or not close roundhouse, just roundhouse. Or stuff like one-hit Crutch Fierce. Max range Crutch Fierce. Alex definitely is, like, fun little gimmicks. The character. Technically speaking, Alex, SA1 works after a parry. I mean, obviously, like, SA2 does as well. But SA1 does more damage. So at least you can use SA1 like a normal super. Not that you would, since parry is basically its only setup. Ooh. Got hit by the meaty low short, but Ken wasn't looking for a confirm, he was looking for a tick. Ugh, that health deficit already. He's barely. Oh, that's good. Fallout? Close enough. I do that sometimes. It's such a gimmick. Nice confirm. Wow. Wake up low forward. What was he looking for? Or low short? I can't tell which it is. It's fucking same animation. Ah, he hit the super there. Yikes, doesn't even. Wow, that's not enough though. Ugh. Good lord. The chem was just like, even if he blocks, it'll chip him. But Alex actually got out of the way, probably predicting that. He's like fucking meaty hard stomp from point blank. Will dodge a throw and bait a DP. And maybe bait other wake up things that the chem could do. Threw his way out of the command grab reset. Wow, it was the fucking spiral DDT. Ah, threw too soon. Went for the dash uppercut. That's hard. You don't think DDT is fun? Or little? Most people agree DDT is the worst special move in the whole game. It's hard to think of a worse one. There might be one. Chun-Li's got a couple of horrible special moves, but they're mostly just hard to do. Like, Kikoken sucks, but at least it's good for confirming. Kikosho, I mean not Kikosho, what's it? It's the flip kick. I can't think of the name of it. She like yells it during Street Fighter 4 when she does it. Oh. That one's pretty iffy too. And then spinning bird kick and lightning legs are hard to get out in neutral. Although they are used for certain setups and punishes, respectively. Or, not respectively, the inverse. Hazanshu, yeah. Hazanshu's not horrible. You just can't be obvious with it. One of Sean's moves. What's Sean? Ah, it probably one of the worst special moves in the game probably would belong to Sean. I would say the tackle is gimmicky, but it might be shitty. I don't know the full spectrum of the tackle. I don't know the frames. I don't know what Sean is on like stand fierce on block into tackle. Necro's overhead, the kick one, is probably one of the worst special moves in the game. Considering it's reactable and like he can't super cancel it or anything, so you can always like parry and punish. And it's not as good as the jumping one. But having two overheads inherently makes them slightly harder to react to. Nice. Sean's roll is pretty shitty. Sean's Tatsu thing is kind of shitty. It's funny that Tatsu is like almost the same as the Shoto Tatsu. The one difference with Sean's one is you can't do it mid-air. I should say the one difference. But the air Tatsu is like the better version for Ken. Maybe Akuma too. It depends for Akuma. Akuma's Tatsus are all good. All of Sean's little tornado kicks are minus. That's the thing that really gets me. Nice, cool juggle. He actually had better there, but what he got was like reliable. Sean, whenever I fought a Sean player, not that I ever fight good Sean players because there aren't any, but whenever I fought a Sean player, every time I would eat a fucking tornado kick, I would just do close strong. And it would always work. And at first I was like, why don't the Sean's, like, isn't Sean plus here? Can't he stuff this? But no, like, fucking tornado kicks are minus on hit. And for some of them, it might actually be a punish. It's a punish on block. The EX one's like -2 on hit or something, or like something like that. You don't really need to know anything about Sean to beat him, to be 100% honest. Not that he's low on the gimmicks, but it's just that even when the gimmicks pan out, they don't like cause him to win. I don't know who any of these players are. They did make Sean weak on purpose. They said that in an interview. I read it. They said they were like, you know, they said it didn't make much sense that like Sean was like as strong as he was in Second Impact when he was like weak in the lore. Whoa. They also said that they didn't know that Third Strike was gonna have as much like they didn't know the game was gonna survive as long as it would, as it has, considering it's still surviving. And if they did know that, they would have like not done something like that. Nice. Low parry, high parry is very common versus Yang because it's good against the Rekka and EX Rekka.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Nice. I think this matchup isn't seen as super bad.
Prepare to strike.
But I can't imagine that Alex. I can't imagine it's a 5-5. Yang doesn't get any important punishes here, I don't think, to make Alex shitty. Yeah, cool juggle. It's JP3 per hit for Alex Crutch Fierce, I think. They've had like 2 near updates for Third Strike. Street Fighter 4 started as Street Fighter 3.4, and then eventually they were like, "This will sell more if we make it like a spiritual successor to SF2," because SF2 is one of the all-time best-selling games, and Street Fighter 3 didn't sell that well at all. That's like early in development when they made that decision. And then there was also a discussion during Online Edition, whether it should be 3.4 or just, you know, a remake of 3. 3.3.
Are you ready? Go.
Nice. Honestly, Alex stand forward only beat Shoto low forward at like very specific ranges. It's kind of shitty. Nice. Is it Ford Striker, fucking Ford Striker Ranged Edition that's on Fightcade? I can't tell if those two games are related, because they seem to have a lot of like new balance decisions in common, but then a lot are super unique. I'd love to make my own patch of this game. Is that a punish? Probably. Ooh, got hit by both of those. Oro and Ford Strike is not super different, but what they changed is it's mostly quality of life stuff. He's the only one I know a lot about. The new Fireball is basically a meme. but he got the forward throw and he got the combos into air throw. And those are both fun. And his SA1 is better. It's still not as good as the other two, but you know, it's technically pickable. Neat. Alex's pokes kind of suck. People like to call Alex a poking grappler, but honestly, a Q, my favorite. SA2. It's hard to see. Is skill good in forward? I'm curious too. I didn't know he's selectable. And also SUV. I forget that character exists. He's super neat too. I think technically speaking it's just supposed to be like alternate Sean. But they didn't have that much to work with, the sprites in game. So they just used the only one that wasn't used for another character, which was SUV. I remember a big meme with Sean's super. I think it was either blockable and unparryable, or parryable but unblockable. If you did the 4-bar version. And they were both visually identical. That shit is hilarious. But you can still get out of the way in a lot of contexts, I think. Yes. Being good at destroying the car and being good at being a character in the game are kind of different skill sets. Stuff like Tatsu, like Ryu's Tatsu can only hit once, normally. But this is already aligned pretty much perfectly. I feel like I should zoom in a little bit. Do we really need that stuff on the right? I mean on the left? Me and Crystal Cube are friends. Fun fact. Two 12s? Can't read the left guy's name. It's got two separate kanji, I don't know. Right guy is King Teresa, I guess? No, never mind. It's Ko. Let me just zoom. I'm gonna zoom. 2 hours-ish. I want to see two 12s! Alright. Kodai. Alright, hold on. I'm making a zoom window. Hold on for 20 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Aha. There she blows. There's an Oro. Oh, he could have won right there. That was a kill combo. Oof. That is not what I wanted to see right at the start. I'm such a critic when there's an Oro on the screen. Jump fierce on Ken. Ooh. You should jump fierce. Jump in fierce. I don't like jumping fierce versus Ken. I like jump around the house. I like staying short. He's having a hard time in the corner though. Wow! Why didn't Ken just block? What'd he do? Ken gets a punish on that if he blocks both hits. He can still do dash forward sweep and he would have killed Oro. Ooh, this is not good Tengu pressure. Okay, that was interesting. You don't normally see throw resets during Tengu. Because it's like, you know, they waste your Tengu time. Perhaps this is indeed Deshiken. I can just go forward until I see Deshiken's name. I know the kanji in it. Depends on whether they're updating the names. I think Deshiken normally wears the green Ken. Ah, nice whiff punish. They did the Shoto whiff punish game of Third Strike really well. Shotos fight other Shotos in a very interesting way. It's tactical as fuck, navigating around other Shotos' fucking hitboxes. It feels really good. Even if you're just using short forward and roundhouse, low short, low forward, and low roundhouse. There's a lot going on with Shotos. How useful is midair chicken? As a jump-in starter, you can use it to get a true 50-50 with very low midair chicken versus throw, empty jump throw. Most characters don't have a good way out of both of those, so they have to guess. And you know, midair chicken's most people aren't really super exposed to midair chicken in general, so they won't be expecting a delayed overhead. They'll like take a throw, and midair chicken leads to a full combo. Generally speaking, midair chicken is pretty shitty, but with that one particular use, it's amazing. Let's find Deshiken. That might be a Q. Qs are fun. Never mind, he's dead. It's a Remy. Remies are cool. Green Ken. That's a green Ken.
だけとか。はいはいはい。とりあえ
G. I forgot G was a score you could get.
ず本物が今日
Here
来
we
てます
go.
か。
That's him.
さあ対する
ダッシーケン
は大分勢期待の健太郎2期。まあ弟子健太郎って配信でよく言ってますけど、本物が今日来てますからね。
G is really bad. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's rare to see a score E or lower.
さあ中央新大将差し返して、シャガ中盤先端が強い。
Like, even if you fucking suck, you'll usually get an E.
というか誰のせいかわかんないですけど、大分
And
の
I
み
mean
んな
fucking
め
suck.
ちゃくちゃ動きが速いですよね。そうそう、なんか大分はみんななんか強いんですよ今本当マジで。本当に。マジで強いです。よしよし。さあ得意の壊し壊しコパンか見てなかったが。で試験ナイス
Wake up EX Tatsu to catch the approach. I know those 3 kanji. I know some. I probably know somewhere around 500 kanji.
僕とアクションをずっとやっているが、今の壊し陣内で書くんですか中盤のスカリに。
I can probably write something like 200 and then recognize like 300 more.
壊し中盤のスカリ。
And I don't know all the
いや
readings
フレ
for
ー
them,
ム的に
obviously.
は隠るフレームはあるけど狙って隠れるフレームではない。
とりあえず置いて当たれば美味しいみたいな感じ。
でも最近のデシケンさんのフェイバリットムーブが近場での壊し、動いたら当たりますよとか
なるほどなるほど。
そういうのをやってるみたいな。
Nice. Good reaction to DP that. Nice double DP. Don't think I needed the car from that height. The red. Beautiful. Nice confirm. That was one low block into him getting hit. That probably means he was looking for red parry second hit. But he was hit crouching, so he might have been looking for low
緊張や
second
場所
parry, second red parry. That's wild to be looking for. You'll often see people against Ken, maybe not often, but you'll see it occasionally.
もうね、まあ
One block into red parry, but it's almost always a high red parry because they're looking for low
Yeah.
short jab, or they're looking for target combo, strong fierce, block once and then high parry. They're looking for overhead, block once, high parry. Going for second low parry means he was specifically looking for low short, for a low short sequence.
名前忘れちゃったんですけど
He dropped it anyway, but it was indicative of something really
さ
scary.
あケンタロウハウスが
始まった。
ケンタロウハウ
Get
ス
thrown, it's okay.
いや
Eat as
ー
many throws as it takes.
問題はここ少し残したところなんですね。
Nice escape, actually.
残っちゃったところなんです
It's
ね。
scary to do that. That kind of meaty jump in on cornered opponents is very common in this game
いけ頑張れ
because it's difficult to anti-air for most attacks.
あー来た
And even if you like hit them above, you still land in front of them. You don't cross over most characters in this game. Depends on both characters. Some characters can jump over others, some not. I thought he didn't get that link. Looked late.
じゃあ信頼が入って
You got it though. Oh, I thought that was good.
さあ今絶対俺も決まったと思ったけど
確かに今のモーションって暗いプラニのモーションなんですよ。
でも
Nice.
デシケンさんだけは
He
分かってた
waited.
っすよ
Waited patiently
マジ
あの
か
ダットリー
and
の
then caught whatever it was that the white Ken hit.
当てた時のモーション当てて
あー
当てた時のモーションあれ
Taro.
なるほどなるほど当たったっぽかったけどな今なんかな、うん
That's the white Ken. Kentaro.
うん
Probably his fucking first name.
もめだぜ
Imagine your handle is your first name. Nice. Double
この二人
DP.
動き早いな。
いやそうなんです
That
よ
only works
ケンタロウ
after
力は
close strong
あの
and low forward, I think, in
動
this
きめっ
matchup.
ちゃいいんですけど
Who wins this matchup? The better Ken player.
はいはいはい。
でも2ラウン
That
ド
was a
目
nice swift punish. He could have super
して
canceled
はい
it.
あー気持ちはよくわかります。
See, that was that kind of delayed jump in that we saw from the white Ken that Deshiken jumped out of.
確かに
Fucking white Ken woke up with backdash, which is pretty weird in this game, especially in the corner. Backdashes are primarily used for movement.
あー早い早いってなり
They
ま
don't
す
have any sort of invincibility, but I think there are a couple backdashes that really are
そう
airborne.
そうコーデも
I
強い
don't
です
think
から
Ken's
ね
is one
て
of
か
them.
サード強い人みんな剣強いイメージがなんとなく
Double DP? Wow, fancy.
移動移動
That was hard to get from that height. I think he needed the Kara.
移動
And
移
he
動
got
で
it.
すカラ DP カラ DP ですね
はい
ただそれじゃないと入んないなみたいななんか灰になった人が
あこっち
あどうぞ
I can skip between these.
まあでも
There we
僕
go.
も抱いてるんで何も言えないっていうところはありますね正直
Deshiken is probably the best Ken of all time. He's like the easiest one to point to for best Ken. He's been really strong for the whole lifespan of the game too. Like there were like it's not like, you know, you look at fucking Daigo footage from 2004 and it's like he's good. But like, you know, he was good for
ケンシロウはだいぶ強い
2004.
ですねケンシロウまで行くことはそうそうないです
Deshiken's still good with all the modern sensibilities.
藤成さんから熱いエールが
That's a cool meaty that he's doing meaty max range far strong because I think that'll beat most stuff that White Ken can wake up with, but it just whiffs,
あうまい
so it can't be parried. He's using Ken far strong like a fucking Chun-Li back fierce or twin palm. Pretty interesting, pretty novel.
いやーそれは強い
あれは食らっ
He's done that a few times. Get like mid-range meaty and go for like a really distant far strong that just whiffs.
おやばい急に
Oh,
これはある
max damage punish.
ある
Max damage punish. Holy shit.
見せてこなかった赤ブロを気持ち
Beautiful. I don't have the balls to do that
し
shit.
っかりしてるあ
ここよここここ
You actually need like ginormous nads to go for red parries in this game. It's scary as hell.
あセイントに2回同じ技が通用
It's so easy to just take the bird in the hand,
今かかったかなって思った時
just block and get your little punish.
さあとちゃんと EX さつまぎ
But it's a
という
big
こと
damage difference. Ken just like TC into light DP
惜しかったな
versus Ken fucking 2 parries into jump run out, slow forward, uppercut, uppercut. Red parry is a parry done while you're in block stun. So like if it's a 2-hit attack, if you parry the second attack, it'll be a red parry. Normal parry's flash blue, red parry's flash
これあれ
red.
なんですかね、天神大会みたくなんかこう
the
手式
window is a lot
サインをど
smaller.
っかに貼っとかんといかんんですよ。
It's a 2-frame window for a red parry, unless it's a super, in which case it's a 3-frame window. And also, I just got that
はい
backwards, I
はい
think.
T シャツに、はい
I always forget which way it is. I think it's 3 frames
天
normally and
体
then 2 frames
のプロ
for a
フサイン
super.
見たことあり
いや
ます
ありますあれ最高
I don't actually
あ
know.
れやばい
It's one of those two.
いやもう
Okay.
梅原プロはもう
Fucking pick whichever one you like more, and
あ
that's the one
の
it is.
色紙の小ささと
Nice.
あの角
You
度
turn
の
around to view air parry.
やばいですね。
なんかすぐ誰でもかけるみたいな
You're considered to be in a forward jump state whenever you do an air parry, so you'll get your forward jump normals. If I neutral jump and I parry, I can't get Oro neutral jump hard kick anymore. Instead, I
あ
get
うま
forward
で
jump
もう
hard
まい
kick.
なやっぱり。
Fun fact about Oro, he loses the ability to double jump if he air parries. I guess they didn't want to like have that flag.
あ
You still build the same amount of meter. Functionally, they're the same.
食らって覚える
It's just that it's
食らって覚えるそ
a
れしか
tighter
ない
window for a red
あ
parry.
でもあんまり食らいすぎると
And if you're not
パンチ
holding
ライ
back in
ンが
third strike, you just get hit.
適度に
So it's risky.
まあまあ食らって覚えるまあまあ食らって覚える格ゲー強くなる方法まあまあ食らう
In Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, if you let go of guard and it's a true block string, you'll just automatically
ケン
keep
タロウ選
guarding
手が
unless
や
it's
ば
a
いや
lower
ばい
and
言ってるんです
overhead.
けど、あのやばいしか言えなくなる状況をよく知ってるんですけど
Ooh.
あ来た
The thing I love about third strike tight combos is a lot of them are juggles, like Ken double DP. So like yeah, it's hard to do. You need the frame perfect and you need the Kara. But
うわ
if you drop it, you just lose a little bit of Oki.
フルフォーゼっぽい大
And you know you got some meter, so it's not even all that bad.
さすが一
In
番
Street Fighter 4, if you drop like a 1-frame link, a lot of them you like
鋭いよ
are unsafe. Like if you drop Ryu towards fierce into low fierce into a heavy uppercut, if you drop the 1-frame link there, you get a heavy uppercut on block.
さあ期待のケンシロウが
つながるか
今の効果
Even if you're going into something safe,
めっちゃ遠い
the opponent could be mashing ultra.
頑張れ頑張れ
The large reversal window plus the large number of invincible attacks is such a stupid combination in that game.
頑張れ
Because it's pretty low risk to drop a Ken double DP, a lot of people go for the Ken double DP, which means a lot of people are good at the Ken double
重ねられ
DP.
ないですあ重ねられ
It's the same with a lot of tight
い
stuff.
や埋めていいと思いますねさあ草刈りが
All
決
of
まって
Oro's cool combos. If
So,
I drop
I'm
them,
also
the
saying
opponent
that's
just
not
lands on the ground and has to wake up, so I'm not
これ
unsafe
が
most
ツイ
of
ッ
the
ターで
time.
言ってたやつだみんな見たか
あれ
I feel like I like that a lot more. That's something people rarely talk about is the difference between Street Fighter 3 versus 4 and 5.
始まりました
出せ
But, oh, nice. And the super for ease of combo.
そうそうダブル
No
にしなく
tight
ていいとこ
precision
ろ
needed to juggle the super.
さあガムをひたすら噛んで無言のデシケン太郎
Um,
デシケン太郎じゃない